Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we are embarking on a grand adventure. We are going to try to go interstellar. Yippee! Interstellar. Okay. Now, I'm not going to make this easy. So, no crew response. I'm cranking up our starting funds, but that is just so I can hire a bunch of new recruits that we can burn through. I want plasma blackout. I want to go negative. All the pressure G limits. No extra ground stations either. I want to build my own relays. And the other thing is I want to hide my unresearchable nodes. And yeah. So we're going to begin. So I have a bunch of mods installed here. We have KSP Interstellar, B9, KW Rocketry, Thunder Aerospace Corporation's Life Support, a bunch of other ones. There's like enhanced IVA that makes it so that you can basically fly the entire vessel from IVA mode. A bunch of fun stuff. So here we go. We have maximum funds. What I'm going to do, upgrade back, and I want to hire pilot and scientist. Jofbas, Agadan, Angie, Jonas, and let's get one more pilot. Let's get Durgy or Durney. I'm going to do Durney. He's less stupid. Now we have those guys. Go ahead and accept the basic contracts. Science and launching our first vessel. So now, what we can do is do those things. So we're going to start very, very simple, because that's all we really have. Standard, hello Werner. Capsule, get the parachute on there. Let's take the monoprop off. And then we just have the fleet. Ooh, orange, I like that. It's like a little tutu. And we'll put some fins on there. Let's just do 3 fins. And now, science. So how many will be on the pad, in flight, and wherever we land? So that's 3. I'm gonna check the staging, make sure that that works. Don't like how low those sit. I think that's all. Get out, Jebediah. Let's put Jufbus in the command seat. And this is going to be a hopper. It's gonna do a little hopper. Alright, here we are on the pad. It's glorious, it's incredible. So first things first, we're gonna do our first mystery goo. Goo doesn't seem to be doing much right now. Gonna get a crew report. Pause for a moment to rethink your life. Yeah, Jofbus, why are you doing this? Now, there's that cool IVA mode. This is it. So we have all of these panels with all of these different displays, targets, and those things. Navigation, some stuff that is not installed. Resources, flight stuff, landing, orbit, docking, all of this very nice stuff. Panic, oh, didn't know these were stats. And external cams that I can add. We have all sorts of controls here. SAS, temperature monitoring, landing gear, action groups, parachutes, fuel. There's a whole caution warning system. Bunch of really cool stuff. I can look out the window here. The other thing I can do, which isn't particularly useful in a capsule this small, but I can actually get out of my seat and walk around, although I have to crouch down. And I can get out and walk around. And it's just like, you can just be in here. This is just a place. There's a film thingy over there. More science, parts, food, not food, air, board games. Wow, laundry. This is actually like really spacious accommodations. And from here, we can go EVA. And we can do an EVA report. You feel compelled to stare at the sky. Yes. Why don't we ignite this? Well, first we have to enable SAS. So now it's on. And it's as simple, really, as flicking the switch. Now we're going. Now, observe the history of light. So we also have waterfall. That gives those nice engine plumes. We're just going to mark over the space center here. Beautiful ballistic trajectory. And we're just going to go all the way up. A whole 7.1 kilometers. And yeah, open the parachute. Now, these parachutes are very good. You can see it's brought us all the way down to 70 meters per second, and it hasn't even opened all the way yet. So now we're plummeting down precipitously. I must say, I do love the way these parachutes look. And now, down to 9.7 meters per second, which is pretty fast. And in the experiments that I've done before with this setup, the engine usually explodes on landing because we're going too fast. So I'm going to see, oh wow, okay. Just if I can deflect at all, use the aerodynamics of this thing to slow us down by like a whole 0.2 meters per second. And hopefully we don't immediately just eat it into the ground and explode. Okay, well, so much for that. We'll do our last mystery goo. From the crawlerway, the goo stands its ground. And we are gonna stand on the ground. Yes, Chuff Bus! Smile, pose for the camera. EVA, port 3 of 31, welcome to the crawlerway. I didn't know we were on a tour. Let's plant a flag and commemorate this momentous occasion. First flight. Surely we will go farther next time. We are closer to the Space Center than we were when we were sitting on the pad. Not the most illustrious start, but you know, we gotta go somewhere. Come on, get in there. And enter the seat, all that. Yes, yes, okay. And recover. Now the question is, how much science did we get? And the answer, as I'm sure we will eventually see, 3 to 5 business days. Oh, 30 science. I think we got 20 science from the mission, and then another 10 from our contracts. And look at that. We have so much money. We are so rich. We are swimming in it. We broke all these records. We did we got the contracts and everything. The majority of the money, I think, was actually just from our accomplishments that we did. So now, Well, first things first. Let's take our next contracts. Escape the atmosphere and orbit Kerman. These are pretty doable. Now, we are on a quest to find warp drive. So actually, what I'm going to do, we have all this money. That would take almost everything we have. So we're going to upgrade mission control. And we're going to take on a strategy. Outsource to R&D. Okay, that would be also almost everything that we have. So not quite yet. We're going to take on some strategies to get more science. Now, if you look at this tech tree, there's not a whole lot of tech tree here. But that is because we haven't researched anything. So I want the thermometer. I think I also want this barometer for more science. Although, 15, yeah, we can afford this. So now with these nodes, we should have enough to do a quick suborbital hop and get science, temperature, mystery goo, pressure from all the way from the surface all the way up. And that way, we should be able to get orbital technology pretty quickly after that. Let's make a new craft. Same pod, parachutes. So for this one, upper atmosphere and space. So just the two. But then for thermometers, we'll have 3, and for barometers, because we will be on the ground. Actually, it'd be 4. Because we can just go out and take the data from the ground. We'll also put an antenna so we can transmit our crew science on the way. We will put heat shield, get rid of all of the monoprop, and like most of the ablator because we will not be going very high. Decoupler, and now we just load up on fuel. And we will put Wivel. 2 kilometers per second, that should be good. And we'll put our fins at the bottom there. So this is going to be big hopper because it's going to hop and it's going to hop bigly. Instead of Jeb, instead of Juffbass, we're gonna have Agaden. Agaden Kerman. She will be the first to go up this high and launch. Pretty straightforward. Eventually, because we don't have a comnet, so eventually once we research probes and the fairings that I need to launch them, we will start putting a relay network in place. Now, I've had problems in the past where I just like spam relays, and then all of a sudden, every time I go into map view, there's like 300 vessels that it is loading. So I think what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take it reasonably, and I'm just going to put a few into geostationary orbit. Temperature reading spikes suddenly. Did somebody start the engines? No! No one started the engines. Something is wrong. Calibrate the barometer and whatnot. Crew report, we already have that. And now, get up there. Take data. Stash that away. You gotta go back in your seat. Okay. So now, we can start. 3, 2, 1, go! So what ended up happening here is I really underestimated just how loud the engines would be. Beach weather, it's questioning its existence. Yeah, so you couldn't hear basically anything that I was saying for this part. So here I am in post, just editing over it. Yeah, we basically just fly up, do some science. The shores look inviting. Now, what I do here is I start going a little bit to the west. That is because one of the mods here that does the realistic water, whenever I splash my capsules down into the water, it ends up being kind of weird with it. So they'll sometimes just be bouncing around and acting really weirdly. So instead I like to land on the actual land here, and that's kind of the approach that I'm taking. So now you can see getting up to speed. I don't believe, 65. No, we definitely make it into space with this. Get some heating on the way up, going pretty fast, about 1 kilometer per second. But yeah, this is a pretty good suborbital hop for us, a first solid step into space for our plucky little program that we've got. Okay. So now that we have reached main engine cutoff, it's time for our upper atmosphere science. Mystery goo, temperature, barometer. I can't distinguish it from the ambient temperature because we were burning up. The goo is getting cold. Scribble another note on the pressure. Wow, look at that. And we'll do a crew report, send that back, and we're also going to hop out and take a quick EVA. We should really get back inside. Yes, you should. Re-enable SAS. So we're going up all the way to 81 kilometers. So I think we can ditch that. Watch it fall away. And soon we will be... Yep, now we're in space. So now we can take the rest of our temperature. The Badlands can't touch you up here. There is no air in space. What is the goo saying? Just clumped into a sphere and become brittle. What does the crew say? We are very much in space and the sky is below us. Now get out there. Tell us what your Kerbal eyes see. You can see the scattered debris from your discarded booster stages. Well, yeah. In fact, whoa, hello. It's right there. I don't really need to squint. Well, it is kind of far away. Although what's cool... no, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to unbuckle. So we can just spin around in here. And then, all of a sudden, there's a hole in the floor. A hole from which we can see the cities. And yep, there's our booster. The clouds. Those clouds are going really fast. Someone should check that. We're going to enter the seat. And now that we are falling, we're going to assume re-entry orientation. And we'll just time warp down. So we're going to come down, I think, on one of those towns there, which might be unfortunate because we may be coming pretty fast. So we're just going to warp down. I think at these speeds, we are coming straight down, but at this speed, we're probably not even going to burn the ablator. Atmosphere is getting dense. And yep, peak speed, 880 something meters per second. We are starting to see some warming, I think. No, we didn't even need the heat shield. Well, that was a waste. And we are coming directly on top of it. Something, I think it's just breaking up there. So what I'm going to do here, yeah, you can see we're totally flying this thing. That's the cool thing with Ferrum, is that you can just fly things, even if they aren't meant for that. I think we're actually... Something hit the ground there. We're passing a piece of our debris. And I'm going to see just how far we can go. So that we don't, crush somebody's house. Well, I think this is having kind of the opposite effect. Nope. Yeah. Well, it's fine. It's going to be fine for those guys down there. Yeah, we are definitely in the house. It's good that the house isn't real. Let's take an EVA report. Mission control assures you, don't panic. Yeah, I'm not the one who's afraid right now. It's those people who are watching up as we descend on them at a whole 8 meters per second. How fast is that? That's pretty quick. I think not a lot of humans can go that fast. We're coming down. 8 meters per second is 18 miles an hour, which, I think there's probably like people who could sprint that fast, but only for short bursts and like Olympic level athletes probably, a good bit faster than bike speed. And I love the way Scatterer just does with those mountains there. And boing. Nice. But yeah, I love the graphics mods. Especially when they don't bring my game grinding to a halt as they tend to. I don't think a spacesuit was entirely necessary to get here, was it? Well, it kind of was. What's also cool is that from the IVA view, you can call the recovery team. And there we go. So I think later on, I'm going to try flying a mission entirely from IVA view, just so that because it's such a cool mod and like incredible capability. And it should be possible. I've tried it before, but I've gone with map. I had to go to map view and stuff, but I want to see if it's possible to do entirely IVA. So a whole bunch of science, 100 science. And we doubled the amount of money that we have in our bank account there. Let's see. We broke some speed records and other records. We escaped the atmosphere. And so for this next mission, well, I think that is going to be pretty useful. I'm going to do this. So now I'm also going to research the big tanks. Can't afford anything else except for stability. Okay. So with this technology, getting into orbit should be very easy now. Go to the next day. Okay. So now, what I'm going to do is, I don't care about reputation that much. Let's commit 20% to this so that we can get more science. And that's the only strategy that we're allowed to have at this time. Okay, cool. So we've upgraded mission control. We're also going to upgrade our tracking station. And now we have good mission planning abilities. Could also upgrade the launch pad, but I'm not going to. Because we need money for an orbital mission. And I'm sure we will see an orbital mission in later episodes. Until next time.